Hi all, welcome to the Daily Current Affairs by NPA IAS. So today on 27th June 2019, our topics for discussion are members of Parliament Local Area Development Scheme, that is NPA Lady, then PM Kisan Sampada Yojana, that is PMKSY, then Periodic Labour Force Survey, that is PLFS, then Parity and our daily sessions of map-aided program and prelims question revision series. So coming to our first topic, that is members of Parliament Local Area Development Scheme. So it's known as NPA Lady, and the news is that the Rajya Sabha Deputy Chairman, he raises red flags over this NPA LADS. Okay, this is the news. And talking about this NPA LAD scheme, we know that it was formulated by the Narasimha Rao government on 23rd December 1993. Okay, and it enables the members of parliament, that is MPs, to recommend developmental work in their constituencies. Okay, so initially this NPA LADS, it was under the control of Ministry of Rural Development. Okay, and later it was transferred to Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation in October 1994. So initially it was in Ministry of Rural Development and later it was transferred to Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation. Clear? Then about its objectives. So as we guess, its main objective is to enable these MPs to recommend works of developmental nature which gives emphasis on the creation of durable community assets. Okay, so what are these durable assets? It includes all the basic needs such as drinking water, primary education, public health, then sanitation, roads, etc. So its main objective is to give recommended works of developmental nature which gives emphasis on the creation of this durable community assets based on the local needs, that is based on what all things are required in his or her constituency. And another objective is, right from the inception of the scheme, as I said, the durable assets of national priorities, they are being created. Okay. So its main objective or its main importance is given to durable assets of national priority. Then about its allotted funds. So when the scheme was launched in 1993 and 94, an amount of rupees 5 lakh per member of parliament was allotted. Okay, and later in 94-95 period, it was raised to rupees 1 crore per annum per MP. That is per MP constituency, that is in 94-95 period. Then again it was stepped up to rupees 2 crore from 1998 to 1999. Okay, and now it is rupees 5 crore from the financial year 2011-12. Okay, so present time it is rupees 5 crore. Then, so we know that there should be an implementation authorities, and the implementation authorities consist of the Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation, and there has been this Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation, they will be responsible for different types of policy formulation, then what we can say, release of funds, and also prescribing monitoring mechanism for implementation of the scheme. So that is the first implementation authority, and also there will be a department in each state or the concerned union territory, and it is designated as the nodal department with the overall responsibility of supervision, monitoring, and also coordination of this NPA LADS implementation with the districts, and we can also say that other line departments. Okay, that's about this implementation authorities. And about the main features of the scheme are, we know that this NPA LADS, it's a planned scheme fully funded by the Government of India. So next, as I said, the annual NPA LADS fund entitlement per MP constituency is rupees 5 crore. Okay, so such a huge amount is given, and the Lok Sabha members, they can recommend works within their constituencies. Okay, and the elected members of the Rajya Sabha, they can recommend works within the state of election. Okay, please note these differences. And also one more is there, that is a nominated members of both the Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha, they can recommend works anywhere in the country. Okay, that is a basic thing to be noted. And another peculiar thing, that is this MPs, they are to be MPs are to be recommend every year works costing at least 15% of this NPA Lady's entitlement for the year of areas that are inhabited by the SC population. Okay, so 15% and 7.5% of areas inhabited by ST population. Then naturally there will be some exceptions, that is in case if there is insufficient tribal population in the area of Lok Sabha member, then what happens? Then they may recommend this amount for the creation of community assets in the tribal areas outside their constituency, but it should be within the state of election. Okay, that is one exception. Then in case if a state it does not have a ST inhabited areas, then what happens? This amount it will be utilized in SC inhabited areas and reverse, vice versa. Okay, and this NPA Lads, they can also work or implemented in the areas that are prone to calamities. Okay, so the MP they can recommend work for up to 25 lakh for natural calamity in the state, and also up to 1 crore in the country in case of calamity of severe nature. That is something like tsunami, then major cyclones and earthquakes, etc. Okay, this is how. And a procedure is also there, that is each MP will recommend works up to the annual entitlement during the financial year to the concerned district authority, and this district authority they will get the eligible sanctioned works that are executed as per the established procedure of the state government. So this is the basic procedure. Clear? Then coming to a second topic, that is PM Kisan Sampada Yojana, that is PMKSY. So the news is that 20 lakh farmers, they are expected to benefit as PMKSY, expected to leverage investment of rupees 31,400 crore. Okay, so different measures, here I have shown different measures or steps are taken to boost the growth of food processing sector. So I'll give some of the examples. There are different steps are taken, something like that 100% FDA is permitted under the automatic route in the food processing sector, and also a creation of a special fund of rupees 2,000 crore in NABARD to provide affordable credit to food processing industries. And another major thing is that lower the GST rates for majority of food products. Okay, that is one important step. Then also in another thing is that concessional import duty for plant and machinery under project import benefit scheme, and also import duty exception on import of raw material under advance authorization scheme. Okay, and also we can say classification of food and agro-based processing units and cold chain as agricultural activity for priority sector lending. So these are some of the measures taken to boost the growth of food processing sector. Okay, so about this PM Kisan Sampada Yojana, we know that it's a comprehensive package which will result in the creation of modern infrastructure with efficient supply chain management from farm gate to the retail outlet. That is a basic thing that you have to remember. And the Sampada, it stands for a scheme for agro-marine processing and development of agro-processing clusters. Okay, so the basic thing is that it is with the allocation of rupees 6,000 crore for the period of 2016 to 20, contemporaneous with the 14th Finance Commission cycle. Okay, and this scheme, it will be implemented by the Ministry of Food Processing Industries, and the basic thing is that it will not provide or it will it will not only provide a big boost to the growth of food processing sector in the country, but it also help in providing better returns to farmers. Okay, that's the main thing. So, it's a big step towards doubling of farmers' income. Then we can say creating huge employment opportunities in especially in rural areas, and also reducing the wastage of agricultural products, etc. So, it's a great step. Then, so here these are the following schemes will be implemented under this PM Kisan Sampada Yojana. That is Mega Food Park Scheme, then Integrated Cold Chain and Value Addition Infrastructure, then HRR institutions, Food Safety and Quality Assurance Infrastructure, etc. Okay, so these are some of the schemes that will be implemented under this PM Kisan Sampada Yojana. Okay, then our next topic, that is periodic labor force survey. So, what happens is that in India, the NSSO has been continually collecting the data on employment and unemployment. But the thing is that from 2017 onwards, the PLFS, that is Periodic Labor Force Survey, was launched by the NSSO. This is the basic news. So, we know that this PLFS, it's a nationwide labor force survey that is launched by this NSSO. You have to remember that thing. Then, next, naturally, what is its primary aim? Its basic primary aim is to generate a reasonably accurate indicators of labor market at a short span for every quarter, for which speed of quality data collection and processing are important. Okay, so as I said, this PLFS provides quarterly employment and unemployment data. Okay, and it was launched from 1st April 2017, and the entire results of this PLFS will be brought out in the form of annual key report. Clear? Then some of the major objectives. As I said, the quarterly changes of various indicators of the labor market, especially in urban areas, as well as to generate the annual estimate of different labor force indicators both in rural and urban areas are the supplementary objectives of this PLFS. So, two things are given, that is annual estimate and also quarterly estimate. So, this annual estimate, it is taken in for both rural and urban areas, and it consists of certain parameters. They are LFPR, then worker population ratio, unemployment rate, then conditions of employment of the workers, quarterly bulletins, all these are estimated. Then there will be a quarterly estimate that for urban areas only. You have to note that. Okay, this quarterly estimate, it is only for the urban areas, and it would be generated for the key labor force parameters like LFPR. LFPR stands for labor force participation rate, and WPR worker population ratio, and then unemployment in current weekly status. Okay, this NSSO, it is one of the national organization which is responsible for conduct of large scale sample surveys in diverse fields on all India basis. So, you have to note that it comes under the Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation. That is a brief description about this NSSO. Okay. Then next topic, Parity. So, the news is that the funds that are received by way of voluntary contribution through this Parity portal during the last 3 years directly to the next of kins as well as in corps equals 300 crore. Such a huge amount is being received. Okay. So, what is this Parity? So, it's a fundraising initiative by the Ministry of Home Affairs, then Government of India on the behalf of members of Indian Armed Force. Okay. So, some things are there. The main thing is that it allows donation of up to 15 lakhs. You have to note that amount. 15 lakhs to an individual account or donation to the Parity Veer Corps. And to ensure maximum coverage, a cap of 15 lakh is envisaged per brave heart and the donor would be alerted. Okay. So the thing is that if the amount, what happens if the amount exceeds 15 lakh, then so that they can choose to either decrease their contribution, that is one thing, or divert part of the contribution to another Bravehearts account or to the Bharat Ki Veer Corps. Okay. And this Bharat Ki Veer Corps, it would be managed by a committee of eminent persons of reputed and senior government officials in equal number, and they will be deciding to disburse the fund equitably to the Bravehearts family on the basis of needs. Okay, and the government granted status of a trust to Bharat Ki Veer. The government, it has granted a status of trust to this Bharat Ki Veer. And next is the important thing, that is contribution to this Bharat Ki Veer. Now it has been exempted from income tax. Okay, so you please note this contribution to Bharat Ki Veer. Now it has been exempted from income tax. Okay, and today in Map Data program we will be continuing with the major crops in India, and today we will be dealing with wheat. So wheat, we know that it is a second most important crop in India after rice. Then it's a rabi crop, and it's a staple food in north and northwestern India, and it's a winter crop and needs low temperature. And ideal temperature for wheat cultivation, it is between 10 to 15 degrees Celsius at the time of sowing and 21 to 26 degrees Celsius at the time of harvesting. And wheat, it thrives well in less than 100 centimeter and more than 75 centimeter rainfall. Okay, so we know that India is being the second largest producer of wheat in the world, and it has a high dependency on this rabi crop for its agricultural income. So the most suitable soil, if you ask, it is the it will be the fertile loamy soil and clay soil. Then the varieties are Kalyan Sona, Hira, Sonalika. These are some of the varieties of wheat. And Uttar Pradesh, it is the largest wheat growing state in India. Closely it is followed by Punjab and Haryana. Then other states are West Bengal, Uttarakhand, Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, Maharashtra, etc. Okay. So in last class I have asked you to find out the National Rice Research Institute, and many of you have commented the correct answer. So I'll just say the answer. The National Rice Research Institute, it is situated near Cuttack. That is in Bindyarpur village on the Cuttack Paradip road, that is located in Odisha. Okay, so today your question is, please find where the Wheat Research Institute is located. So we know that the Rice Research Institute is located in Cuttack. So today you have to find where the Wheat Research Institute is located. Okay, so here in map, top 10 wheat producing states are marked: Uttar Pradesh, Punjab, Madhya Pradesh, etc. Okay, next in Prelims question revision series, today our question is, why does the government of India promote the use of neem coated urea in agriculture? And we are given 4 options. A, release of neem oil in the soil increases nitrogen fixation by the soil microorganisms. Then option B, neem coating slows down the rate of dissolution of urea in the soil. Option C, nitrous oxide, which is a greenhouse gas, it is not at all released in the atmosphere by crop fields. And D, it is a combination of a weedicide and a fertilizer for particular crops. So we have to know about this neem coated urea and its use in agriculture. So we will start with urea. Urea, we know that it is an important supplier of nitrogen, and it is definitely it is necessary for the development of plants. But what happens is that a process of ammonia volatilization takes place. I will explain what is that. Only 30 to 40% of nitrogen that is present in the urea, it will be utilized by the crops, and the rest it gets degraded. Okay, so when ordinary urea, when it is applied, it gets converted to ammonium carbamate. Okay, so some of this ammonium carbamate gets converted to ammonia gas. That's what we call it as ammonia volatilization. Okay, so about 8 to 10% nitrogen, it is lost during this volatilization process, and the rest of the ammonium carbamate, it undergoes chemical transformation and nitrates are formed. Okay, and some of these are absorbed by the plants, and what happens to the rest? The rest are either leached into the underground water, or they will be denitrified into the gaseous nitrogen and nitrous oxide under anaerobic condition. So, what is the advantage of using this neem? This neem, we know that it has got the properties that check nitrogen loss at each stage, and also it slows down the process of nitrate formation, and hence excess nitrate is not available for denitrification. So, when farmers uses urea, the slow release of nitrogen, it helps the fertility of the soil. Okay, so and another thing is that this neem coated urea, it also works as an insecticide. Okay, so by all these things we can come to the answer. That is, our answer is B, that is neem coating slows down the rate of dissolution of urea in the soil. Okay, so our answer is B. So that's all for today's session. You can download the material from the link given below. Thank you for listening.